Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Kellison, and today I will be discussing nurse-to-patient ratios. So for many of you, you probably are familiar with this subject since it's widely known within our healthcare industry. The topic that I'm going to be more focusing on today revolves around nurse-to-patient ratios in senior living homes. For those of you who do not know what this is, it's a ratio of nurses on a particular floor, ward, or unit to the number of patients that are seen at that facility. I'm going to be discussing what are the policy issues. The issues that revolve around these policies for nurse-to-patient ratios are that they're not mandated well. Right now, the only state to have fully implemented strict nurse-to-patient ratios is California. There are other states that have staffing plans and legislation for these ratios, but they're not, or they don't go far enough. So my main talking points today are going to be what are the current policies in Virginia around nurse-to-patient ratios in senior living homes and what issues revolve around them. I will also discuss how nurse-to-patient ratios improve the lives of seniors within these homes and how they reduce the burdens on our nurses. So, let's talk about the current Virginian policies. The regulation 22 VAC 40-73-1130 states that requirement when there are 20 or fewer residents present in a special care unit, there must be at least 2 direct care staff members awake on duty in the unit, and every additional 10 residents or portion thereof, there must be at least 1 more direct care staff member awake on duty in the unit rather than 2 direct care staff in each unit. Also, according to the Virginia Department of Health Professions, staffing ratios not included in Board of Nursing laws or regulations. So, the issues with these current policies is that they're very vague. They don't really discuss too much on who is seeing, like how many nurses are seen to patients or how many patients are seen to nurses, and there's never a specific ratio on that on these staffing plan regulations. The only time that it was specific was for special care units, which stated that 20 residents will have 2 nurses and every 10 over that will increase the nurse count by 1. Essentially, that is 1 nurse to every 10 patients who require constant attention since they are in the special needs unit. Furthermore, the patient count for a nurse is inadequate and puts too much pressure on the nurse. These policies do not help improve the value of care for these seniors who are receiving it, and 20.5% of nursing homes received deficiencies for causing the potential/actual harm or jeopardy to residents in 2014, and 6% of homes were rated as substandard. Overall, these regulatory actions show that nursing homes still need to improve the nursing home quality. So let's talk about how nursing ratios improves the lives of seniors. Studies have shown that higher staffing levels were associated with reduced mortality, medication errors, ulcers, restraint use, infection, ammonia, higher aspirin use, and greater number of patients receiving percutaneous coronary intervention within 90 minutes. The proportion of residents with pressure ulcers, physical restraints, and urinary catheters decreased following the implementation of the U.S. Nursing Home Reform Act in 1987. So, higher state minimum staffing levels beyond the federal minimum requirements have had significant positive effects on staffing levels and quality outcomes. So now let's go into how does this improve job satisfaction for nurses. So the studies have shown that senior homes with higher nurse-to-patient ratios have increased job satisfaction. This decreases the turnover rate found in these facilities, and nurses will be able to have more of a work-life balance. Ratios ultimately reduce the burden on nurses because they can focus more intently on their patients, which will in turn reduce medical errors. So let's get into the costs of assisted living homes. Because institutions are not directly compensated for providing nursing care, unlike physician services, there is little motivation for providing the right ratio for nursing to meet patient needs. Studies have shown that monthly costs of assisted living facilities have increased over the past 5 years on an average of 4.1%. They have the potential to continually increase over the next several years based on the growth of the baby boomer population. The costs associated with assisted living homes are not only associated with number of types of services required by each resident, but also the geographic region in which a facility is located. Next, I am going to show you a demonstration of the highest states cost for these homes versus which states are considered the lowest. Here's the table depicting the monthly assisted living costs, including highest and lowest costs in the United States from 2004 through 2014. If we look at 2004, we can see the monthly cost, or the average, was $2,524. The state with the highest monthly cost was in Connecticut at $4,327, and the lowest was in Florida, averaging out at $1,340. In 2005, we see a huge increase, a 9.3% jump from this price. Then leading into 2006 at a 2.1%. We again see it jump or increase in 2010 at 9.8%, and then in 2011 another 5.3%, averaging out $3,477, the highest being in Washington, D.C. at $5,757, and then the lowest cost in Arkansas at $2,156. In conclusion, we can expect the senior population to increase due to baby boomers. Because of this increase, more nurses will be needed to care for them. If we continue to have high nurse-to-patient ratios in these living homes, we can expect quality of care to decrease and staff turnover to increase. This is only going to add to the costs that are already there in our healthcare system. So it would be beneficial for everyone if we could improve the lives of our seniors and increase the nurses-to-patient ratios.